Hi guys, welcome back to Fata Morgana. We are going to be doing more of Chapter 8 today, and we're probably just going to be seeing how either everything is going to continue going absurdly wrong, because let's be honest, that talk with the nun, and also the swordsman as well, nothing was going well last time. But yeah, we'll see how that continues. Maybe we'll see how other situations develop, I don't know. Anyway, let's just reread a bit. This is such a weird scene, seeing Michelle and Morgana. And it was such an unusual and unknown environment, and it was just as if he had time travelled. It really did feel like a dream. How did it exactly begin again? Oh, yeah, that was so weird as well. The fact that he tries to give any indication of something that is a reflection of reality, and then he just can't, and everything warps as well. It's as if there's this dream world with Michelle and Morgana, and then everything warps at the mention of reality. Anyway, yeah, but that's interesting. So let's kind of try to interpret this with that knowledge. Yeah, that's interesting. So, I mean, I suppose with societal flaws, that would be the case for Michelle, but it's interesting that it's kind of in the dream Morgana gets recognised and she can find somebody that she can relate to. Obviously, somebody who has had a life so different to normal human beings that she feels as if she is inhuman, which it does kind of make sense when you consider her past. I mean, she doesn't even look human. I'm sorry, I know that's kind of a dickhead like thing to say, but still, it's just I can't help but saying it. I'm sorry, she just doesn't. So it's just kind of ironic that she thinks that. I mean, it's horrible that she doesn't, but she just doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, and it is interesting. There's really been this theme of Morgana wanting understanding throughout the story, and I think that was especially prominent within Door 7 and when we were actually being made to physically experience the pain Morgana was experiencing and the fact that it would never end as well. And how she tried so hard to get us taken away from Gazelle. Yeah, and that is very, very interesting. Oh my god, it must have been so weird because Morgana doesn't know Michelle whatsoever, and yet Michelle knows everything about her. But it is interesting that Michelle is not really suggesting wait for the person who's really, really damaged, who's obviously going to be really, really similar. He's saying find somebody and mend your life, basically. Yeah. God, you can just see how much he cares about Morgana, and it's quite ironic that he does, considering just how much Morgana has talked him down and just made his life worse. But again, what I was saying, that theme of Morgana wanting to relate to Michelle and wanting to kind of just live in the same shoes, that's kind of intensified by thinking about stuff like that. But it is interesting to think that even though Morgana will have all of these things, all of the fears of whether she can be accepted by society, Michelle just thinks no matter what she can do, she should still try just to live happily. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I can definitely see this. God, how hopeless. Yeah. But it does kind of make sense. It's just Michelle's doing anything he can to, I suppose, make Morgana be able to see life differently. And he really, it's such an unusual setting. It just happens in the middle of nowhere as well. Michelle's just blinded by the sunlight, and then he kind of goes into a daze, and then that's the dream he has. And you can just see, oh my god, it's properly like a workaholic dream. They just can't separate their work from any parts of their life, so much so that they even dream about it. God, she must be so worried. Also, we've been taken back here by who? The chapter theme. The chapter menu theme, actually, I should say. Because I must have been so worried. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god. Contextualize the moment right now. Are we in darkness? Have we basically just wasted a full day? Oh my god. That's really bad if we have. But I mean, let's be honest, it has been kind of productive in the sense that we've told the nun that there is genuine bad deeds going on in this mansion, and maybe she will realise. But if she doesn't, then boom, you've wasted a day, GG. Oh, it's Nelly. God, they're all really worried about her. Isn't it ironic? They've only known each other for a day. And yet Michelle's managed to completely change Nelly's life. And same for Mel's. Yeah. Yeah, and he just kind of pushed himself too much. And I suppose that's his bodily limitation there. Yeah, that must suck to have. That really must. Oh god, yeah, it must have been quite embarrassing, yeah. He couldn't have done anything about it, yeah. No, it's not her fault. Oh, she's trying to put the blame on herself. Yeah, fair. But it was also Michelle, let's be honest, even if it wasn't for Gazelle, he was going to persist. Because let's be honest, he wants more than anyone to be able to achieve this. Yeah, he is. Yeah, totally. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, so it's not really bad. True. They're probably going to have bread. Yeah. So basically you've got to convince two people who are basically the same as brick walls that well, I'm sorry, but like talking to these people and convincing them is basically like talking to a brick wall, let's be honest here. And you've got to convince them to completely change their mind. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult as hell. It is limited as hell, yeah. Oh, I get the significance now, because I think Morgana created this because it's trying to say that even if she was saved, this is the past Morgana, the Morgana that Michelle knew, and there is no element of that Morgana in the Morgana that he is going to save. So if he did save her, then she'd basically just be like a shell of a human being. There would be nothing there. And she'd never be able to return to who she was before just because of how bad the conditions she's been put in are. That's what I think. No, not at all. True. And she was brainwashed into thinking it, let's be honest here. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No, it's a properly awful situation because I suppose you have the situation and then you just have all of these indications that said situation happened and you are never really able to live a life that's not impacted by said situation. Yeah, it must be awful, it really must be. Fair. Smell. That is good, true. So you say you're capable of showing concern for others, but why am I here? Oh, completely different reason. I don't... Well, I mean, he probably does care, but... That just kind of implies that he doesn't care at all. Not the best. Oh shit. I wonder why he's pale. Was he really hungry or something? Or is there something heavy going on? The Lord. Oh, is it the Swordsman? I don't know, that just kind of sounds like something the Lord would say. True, so I suppose at least he's not putting the blame on Mel, which, let's be honest, he probably would easily do because he thinks of Mel as a complete coward. Yeah, I suppose him doing this and him clearly making a name of himself makes it so that Mel has no potential. Well, he has no potential to fully blame Mel, and that kind of saves Mel in a way. It makes him safer. He's not sure whether it's just Mel being an asshole, or if there is something in a lot more depth to this. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, they need to, yeah. God, I wonder how this is going to go. Yeah, this could be very difficult. That's the bottom line. It could be very, very, very difficult. I'm excited, to be honest. Oh, I'm expecting a lot. I'm expecting Yukimasa and the Lord. I'm expecting both of them. I really hope both of them are going to be there. I hope this is going to be dramatic as fuck. Oh, this chapter. God, I have this really annoying habit when I'm excited for something, I just read the backlog more. Like, dude, I'm just fucking delaying the moment by doing so. I don't really need to read the backlog. You don't, true. Just the swordsman? Oh wow, what a cool CG. I like it. He's got bread. He's got some carrot soup. And some drink. Probably ale or something. Unusual music. God. This just looks so hostile. I love it. Fair. Can he not tell how straining this atmosphere is? Oh yeah, why have you lost your appetite? That's what he's going to say. Fair. I don't understand. I mean, I just don't understand why the swordsman genuinely sounds like he's being nice here. I mean, I would not have thought this is something he would say. But obviously, this is kind of one of the limitations of it only being said in text, because it sounds like it's nice, but if you think about the atmosphere he's probably saying this, it's probably a very patronising way. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. This is very, very awkward and scary as well. This dude is a fucking murderer. He's got more blood on his hands than, I don't know, people in this church. Like, if you killed all of them, he'd still have more blood on his hands. Fair enough. Oh yeah. Yeah, this guy's the one who nearly ruined your life. Yeah. And eating opposite each other as well. Probably should have. That is actually a good point. Very funny joke. So the Lord's probably said, deal with this person. I don't know. True. Yeah, somebody's finally asking the question after probably minutes of darkness lit by a candle with food, drink. God. The most awful duo, just looking at each other. Well, not looking at each other, but sitting right opposite each other. Well, firstly, he doesn't know Michelle, and secondly, he doesn't like Mel. Good one. Yeah, Michelle's going to always stick up for Mel. 2 against 1. But let's be honest, Michelle has the advantage in terms of words. Oh, yeah, that's good. Do you know what I love? Just facts like these, which are just natural to us. We need to remember that Michelle, in his perspective of somebody who is completely unknown to this situation, doesn't have any clue about it. So, of course... Yeah, a bit suspicious, isn't it? Sounds like it from what Michelle just said. What? You know he's a criminal. But why is he confessing though? Why is he telling? Why is he telling? He's probably going to say, you know. Putting poison in food? Because he knows the nun told him. There is, I'm sorry, there is no way the nun didn't tell him. No way. And the nun, him saying about the blood and then him looking near the observation tower. It's just too obvious. So intense. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Say thievery or something. Yeah, exactly. And it's not very nice. You've just met this person and then he's told you and your friend that, sorry, he's told you that Mel is a criminal, and then he's saying guess the crime, but it is a bit patronising, just a bit. And especially it doesn't help that they are both in the room. To be honest, I think it's always the same answer. Unfortunately, it's a vague answer, but it depends on the crime. And it depends on the motive as well. But it's not like it depends on just the motive and not the crime. It depends on the crime and the motive, I think. Because, like for example, I don't know. If you had, done shoplifting because you were bored, for example, I wouldn't really care. But if you had, killed somebody because you were bored, then yeah, I think I'd steer right clear. God, I just love how awkward. Yeah, fair enough. That's an interesting outlook. So you could be friends with him there. That's a good way to stick up to him. It really is as if he's being assessed. Oh yeah. Yeah, good one. Turn the question back on him. He's not giving any detail, okay. True. He's not even from this time. Why is he asking? There are so many things that are really weird that he is asking. So many things that are really subtle. Just, it feels like he's got a reason for asking anything. He's asking, it's just all really, really random things. Yeah. No, just no. Well, maybe, but I think that's very unlikely. Yeah, Gazelle's just being... Where's Gazelle's face? Well, it's a CG, I know, but still. This is weird. Yeah, why do you want to know? Seriously. It's just funny that it could be this, or it could be Yukimasa wanting to kill his friends and family. Because it's Yukimasa, you can't tell, and that's what's fun about this. I know. Yeah, why did he make the long journey? Yeah. And then there's the question of how did they meet? Oh god. So he's latched onto the fact that Mel is worse at games like this. So he's going to prioritise asking him questions, I'd assume. Oh yeah, you're playing a game with these people. I find it interesting that he wants to know our family and also the criminal related things. So firstly, I think what he was trying to do is you have a friend called Mel and he's a criminal. So he tries to lose his faith. He tries to make Michelle lose his faith of Mel. So that means maybe he'll stop looking into this or something like that. I don't know. I wonder what his motive is. I mean, he'd have to pick Nelly. You're being a bit patronising. What are you doing? I just love how little I know his intentions. Yeah, and I like that Michelle's just kind of emphasizing how uncomfortable being asked a question like that is, rather than actually wanting to answer said question. Yeah, totally. But what is his motive? There are very weird questions that he is asking, always ones that feel like they could be twisted. Like, for example, I just find it really interesting that he's very, very eager to know about Michelle's circumstances, and also everything about what Mel would do. I just wonder if he would act on the answer to these questions. I hate people who ask stuff like this, can I just mention? Like, seriously. What am I doing? Really? I just don't really understand though. So there's easily some sort of indication that bad things are going on, and you were inviting somebody you know fears you to death to a dinner, and yet at the same time it just feels like there is such a distraction from the real reason he has been invited. Is it really going to be that simple? It's just such a contrast, because he tries to sound really quite harmless here. Ah, yes, I'm not staying here, I'm not going to disturb you. And yet, at the same time, he's saying, oh, we're accomplices in crime, what would happen? Those, that cliff question, and also, just in general, would you accept somebody if you knew he was a criminal, trying to totally turn him against Mal? Oh. God. Interesting answer. Because there really is an indication that the nun has nothing to do with Yukimasa. And if I'm going to be honest, that would make a lot of sense. And I suppose rather than the nun having something to do with Yukimasa, I think the nun has more to do with the Lord. I don't know though, it's really hard to tell. Oh god. Yeah, I don't blame him though. It is a scary situation. You just don't know what to say. I don't blame him. He's a very scary person. He's a very scary man who is a cold-blooded killer. I know, it's just so unusual to think about the fact that he did this. Even, it's just interesting that it feels like it's quite harmless, but at the same time it's disguised to be something really hostile. I'm sorry, but the key way of describing this that I can think of is weird. True. Yeah, no, I know, it is weird. Yeah, fair. I know. Isn't it interesting, Yukimasa asking Michelle just, do you have any family? Do you have any friends? Are they nearby? Michelle responded the best he could have. No, Michelle's doing really well. He really, really is. He's becoming the person he's always wanted to be, let's be honest here. I know, it's just, that's sometimes something that really, really intimidating people do. They just try to make a conversation seem, oh, so harmless. Yeah, and it's just harmless on the outside, but on the inside, when you know the context, you know that these people would never, ever be harmless. They would always mean harm. Yeah, fair. And lock the fucking door. That is if you can. Well, I don't know, like put something against the door so that if somebody wants to break in, you will be able to hear. And it will be very clear. I know. Seems like a very difficult job. And, oh, fun! You've only got a day to do it. And how the fuck are you going to get the key for the Lord as well? I know. If I'm going to be honest, I kind of get the impression that the Saintess is with the Lord. I mean, maybe this could... I can't say that. Because Yukimasa said that he needs the blood for somebody. Who is that somebody? When, I can't remember the context. I think it was maybe Mel just asking why he was doing this. But it was near when they were first going to chop Morgana's arm off. I'm actually quite surprised. That's interesting. Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Severe paranoia. Well, that's what happens always. Fucked up people take everything out on those who are innocent. Holy fuck, that water is disgusting. Right. Yeah, I'm not drinking for the rest of the night. I'm drinking water. Yeah. Yeah, so basically it's just now the key. Now getting the key is going to be even more difficult than we thought it would be. Isn't it funny that the more we read, the more difficult seeming this task becomes? Yeah, so somebody who has lots of authority, lots of power, a thirst, an ever-growing thirst for more power. And also, just to add to the mix, mental instability! Woohoo! His reputation's awful. Yeah, of course he has. Well, no wonder. I mean, look at how many slaves he had. And look at... Okay, I mean, slavery was probably normal in this time, but look at how awful... Dude. Use common sense. Of course slaves are going to be treated awfully. Well, so this is more within the business world. I mean, I'm kind of applying today's standards to this. A bit ridiculous, I know. But, yeah, so he's probably pissed off a lot of people. He's probably got deals which he's not paid for, or I don't know, money related issues. And he's stinking rich as well. Jacopo, bet. Yeah, so, sorry, I preferred Jacopo. What is that, like Jean-Francois Barnier? I've got no idea. I do not speak French. Let's see how you pronounce this. Jean-Francois. Okay. Barnier. Barnier, apparently. Jean-Francois Barnier. Weird. Isn't it interesting that there are a lot of names that are really quite French inspired? And Jacopo was... I can't remember if it was like a Spanish or an Italian name? Dude. Italian, yeah. Isn't it interesting? That kind of links to Jacopo in a sense, because Jacopo is really quite paranoid, and I suppose the more that happens, the less he has human bones in his body, and as a result of that, the more everything just falls down on its face, really. Not Jacopo whatsoever. What? Yeah. I know. It's just interesting that we have a plan that seems so good, and the more we go in, it's just seeming more and more realistic. Oh, that sounds like nearly every single one of my fucking school projects. Like, seriously. Oh my god. If you guys are in the UK studying, you don't even want to know how many fucking times I've had to change my EPQ. I've had to change my question like 4 times just because of me underestimating how much I'd be able to write about. Like, seriously. I can totally relate this to myself. What does a Jean-Francois look like then? Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't really sound like Berzati. Yeah, what was he? Berzati even. What? So basically, if you've read that diary, you've seen into his mind. You've seen how his mind operates. Good. So I think it never moved from the library. Well, I mean, if nobody touches it and it's just totally abandoned, then sure. Yeah. That is weird. Yeah, very true. Yeah, and let's be honest. To be fair, that is a thought. This is a world separated from life. No decomposers, nothing to completely, I suppose, erode away all of the material used. So I don't think it's that much of a surprise that it hasn't, because the thing is, I suppose, if you think maybe there's nothing that would indicate progression of time, so there's no insects, no animals, no life, something that would always be there if there was a flow of time, which there isn't. It's weird, yeah. Dude, you've been living here for 13 years and yet you ask that question still. I think that's so ironic. Oh wait, oh, you're specifically referring to that part of the mansion. Okay. So from like 1099 to, I don't know, 1591, I think. Yeah. Yeah. He's just really shocked and then just completely staring into space. That's hilarious. No, you are more absent-minded because you don't literally have somebody talking in your head. Subahibi spoilers, but here's a competition. Mamiya... Okay, full story spoilers. Mamiya Tomosane versus... And Mamiya Tomosane with Minakami Yuki as the kind of... Well, Yuki's spirit. Being able to see her in, for example, knocking in Heaven's Door, versus Michelle with internal gazelle. Who would be the most absent-minded person? I think Tomosane, easily. Well, okay, let's be honest. Michelle wasn't going to have sex with Gazelle. God, that fucking H scene in Knocking in Heaven's Door. Anyway, this is Fata Morgana. We do not talk about sex. Or... Well, actually, we do talk about sex. It's really quite relevant, especially in Gazelle's backstory. But, yeah, we don't talk about H scenes because there are none. There is no point. Yeah, I suppose even if this does go wrong, Michelle and Nelly and Mel will be able to be on each other's side. And let's be honest, they won't be able to have blood, so even though everybody else will die, they won't. If they escape, they'll be able to live through this turmoil. Right, reflection time. How the fuck are we going to do this, basically? That is fair, though. I know, it's just so different to what you expected as well. True. Yeah, that might be a good idea. At least she's not going to fucking cut your head off if you make a wrong move, unlike Yukimasa. True. Yeah. Who does she tell if she doesn't believe him? Yeah. She's got an acquaintance with the Lord, or at least the Lord made this church so that she could... No, actually, I forgot what it was. But I swear there was something about this being done for her sake. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I know. I do wonder if the nun's closer to the Lord here. But I remember when seeing Morgana's rage in chapter 7, I swear there was something about the swordsman being able to feel human emotion, and even though he was somebody who was so inhumane, he had those... Well, he was allowed to live as a human when he wanted to as well. Do you know what? I'll see if I can find that. What episode? 33? Actually, it might be the end of episode 32, as I really skimmed through the story to begin with. Just because it was so interesting, I couldn't put it down, man. Oh, never mind. No, I think I'm thinking of episode 33. So I'm basically searching my entire video. What the fuck? Huh? Oh, that's so weird. It's saved incorrectly in my files. Right, oh yeah, how very interesting, I know. Right, here we go. God, that's suicide, yeah. This is my... Yeah. Right, this is my evidence for thinking that there is more to Yukimasa. This. Why does he have that characteristic of yearning to be more human? That's my question. What are we missing? What? Gazelle. Just stop. It is not a cat. No, this is something malicious. What the fuck was that? What was that? What are you on? What? Why are there ghosts here? I'm so confused. What? Yeah, fair enough, yeah. And he doesn't exactly see anything. Of course, Gazelle would be able to see this because she is a ghost. Technically. But Michelle? He wouldn't be able to see it at all. What's she seeing? Yeah. So I suppose she could explain it as a ghost, but Michelle's thinking there is a human behind this thought. I don't really understand that hand though. What was that for? Why is somebody being in there a bad thing? Were they going to try and steal a room for the night or something? So I'd assume that hand was probably just him putting his hand on the windowsill, maybe thinking about opening the window or breaking into it somehow. I don't know. I don't really think it's anything that alarming. I think it's just to scare us a little bit. I don't think it's a ghost. Yeah, fair enough. Who is it? Who the fuck are you? What? It looks like Maria. What is this? This is a very weird sprite. It is really revealing. Let's just say that. Weird. Go after her, seriously. You're never going to get this chance again. Well, why did you break into where I was sleeping? That's what Michelle should say. No, he's just wanting to know what the fuck is going on. True. True. Another woman. Jesus Christ, this person is awful. Yeah, she really, really feels threatened by Michelle, so now let's just make him look like a paedophile. Yeah, good idea. Jesus Christ. I mean, that's one way of getting him away from you, let's be honest here. Oh! Oh my fucking god. Yes! True. So she's called Maria and she's called Marie. That's interesting. What are you doing here as well? Oh. So her name is Paul. What? So she totally lied about that. That's interesting. So her name is Pauline. That must have been... Oh, she must have been creeped out by Michelle when he knew her name. It would make sense if Maria is with the Lord. So now we're getting everything becoming a little bit less nonsensical. But at the same time, we're firstly in a really bad situation, and secondly, yeah, I wonder what's going to happen. Isn't it interesting that this person is possibly affiliated with the Lord, and yet she's really, really revealing. And Maria was a mass manipulator in chapter 3, so I just wonder if that part of her personality has persisted onto this story. So you've just been chasing a random woman, and now you're admitting to knowing somebody's name, even though she's never told you it. Yeah, you're just not making yourself look any better, Michelle. Okay. Why did she change it? Oh, okay, so she's even an arsehole to her. Yeah, so she sounds really unpleasant. How do these people know each other, though? I really wonder. Oh, yeah, I suppose because it kind of has a similar spelling to Mary. Maybe that's why. Fair. So that's why she's very revealing. Okay. What does she exactly mean by namesake? Oh, right, so it's just a personal thing that has the same name as another. Yeah. Yeah, fair. True. I don't know what is happening here, but these people clearly are very, very opposite, and yeah, let's be honest. You do not look like a very nice person whatsoever. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, wait, hang on a second. Yeah, it is her. Yeah, so why is she doing this job if she doesn't fully believe that she has a connection in God? And isn't it ironic, the person serving everybody and working in the name of religion, not even fully believing in herself as a saint? Not fully having that faith in herself. Shows the nonsensical nature of a lot of these things. Oh God. When she says tithes, are those? Wait, hang on a second. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, they're the taxes that people must pay. Don't blame her. Oh, they're really, really conflicted. Yeah, really. You do not sound Yeah, why did you literally go? So she's quite literally a prostitute, and she's very vocal about it, even though something like this would have been very societally frowned upon, which is quite interesting. What? So you were just going to come into the mansion so that you could jack somebody off? Right, okay. I wonder why these people knew each other beforehand, though. It sounded like you were going to come in. I kind of got the impression that she was going to just sleep there, or maybe steal something. Yeah. He has a voice, you know? It's her fucking church. That's why it matters. She's properly poisonous. Well, I mean, of course she'd say that to a stranger. This person doesn't exactly sound like the most honest person as well. Isn't it interesting, that lack of attachment? You would have thought that she'd really care, but she doesn't. This is surprising. She definitely sounds like Pauline when you see stuff like this. Yeah, totally. Just disregarding her literal crime, forgiving her easily, and just being really quite kind and inviting her to her house, being really quite charitable. I get that she doesn't really feel like she is what people call her, but she's definitely got the personality traits. Isn't it interesting that these are the least compatible people, it seems, and yet they are still friends, which is really quite unusual. Really, really unusual. I mean, this Maria looks so toxic as well. Isn't it interesting that she accepts her despite this? If anything, the ironic thing is this kind of applies. This kind of reminds me of Jacopo and Maria, ironically. Really? That was the opposite of what I was thinking. White hair. No, agreed. Yeah, exactly. And more about Maria. She's important. True. God. How do you know? And especially for somebody you have just chased. I'm surprised she could actually realise that. Body language as well, I suppose. Not thinking, oh, this person is a prostitute. I don't know, just obviously altering your body language because you find her hot or something like that. Oh god, yeah, fully fair enough. Oh yeah, now I get it. True. True. God, she speaks in such a detestable way, and just really a way of somebody who is just, I don't know, I think somebody who's had a really rough deal in life, and somebody who just is used to talking this unpleasantly because they're used to being really frustrated, really angry. Bet you anything she has anger issues. I don't know, I just kind of get that impression. Just really, really hostile. I mean, of course she hasn't had a good life, she's a prostitute. What? Oh yeah, true. That's hilarious. I'm surprised she didn't realise it before. Even though it was in her story. True. Okay, yeah, that is fair, but you're not now. I don't blame her. It's interesting, when I was saying about Morgana wanting to understand Michelle more, there's also this kind of her trying to make Gazelle erase herself just so that she can become similar to how she was. She never cursed anybody either. What? This is not what I was expecting. Why is... I'm so confused. Where are the other two? Ah, right, okay. I don't really understand why. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, I keep on forgetting that this is the nun's cottage. I'm excited to listen to this theme tomorrow. I don't really feel like reading much today, so I'm going to go now. Also just going to fix the webcam, there we go. See you then. Right, okay, here we go, we're back. Day 2 of this video, if you like, because if I'm going to be honest, yesterday I was only really expecting to read for around an hour, but I read for a lot more time. Again, I only expect to read for an hour. I'm going to read this scene and then I'm going to go to bed, I think. No. I'm going to read until the end of the day and then I'm going to go to bed. I don't mean the end of today, I mean the end of the day in the visual novel. Like, I'm reading until Michelle goes to sleep, basically. Yeah, I really plan these things well. Right, where should we go? It's really weird. I wonder why Maria was trying to steal something, or at least she was trying to break and enter, because surely you would have thought that if she was a prostitute and the Lord had ordered her services, they would have a defined meeting place? I think there's something more than this, and I think her story is a lie. God, I like this theme. It's so unusual. It's just a classic Fata Morgana theme, to be honest. White hair. Isn't that interesting? I think this condition gives a little bit of an indication that she has suspicion, even though she's meant to be friends with this person. Gives me a little indication of the fact that she has trust issues. Isn't that odd? So I think the nun has really been suspicious of us. God. God, I feel bad for Michelle for just really instinctively reacting, but I mean, of course he would do, because this is quite literally true. That's hilarious. This is the worst thing to say, can I just mention? It's just so weird to think about how different they are in terms of people. I love that. Sometimes it's hard to tell that Fata Morgana is written by a Japanese person, but then you see stuff like this. And then you kind of remember that this is a Japanese product. They've got to be making a reference to just everybody obsessing over maids. There's no way they weren't. That is actually a good question. Fair enough. Oh God. Oh my God. Somebody's going to interrupt. God. Yeah, that's rough. She is so oblivious. No, not at all. Especially considering that Michelle is the only one who hasn't talked. Wait, did she say that? Where? Oh, right. Oh God, that's reasonable. Yeah, totally. It is. He's not a paedophile. The only thing... Then you learn that Michelle was not actually a brother. That's hilarious. Yeah, so Michelle looks good. I don't think many people have told him that. Fair enough. I love that. You're just forgetting about Michelle. I mean, he is intersex, so he's kind of... I mean, he's got more traces of a girl than a normal man would, I suppose. I mean, obviously it is a really quite fun and lively environment, but it's still awkward as hell. Considering that you've not met these people at all, and one of them is a prostitute, it is awkward. Isn't that interesting that she really wants to divert the focus from the fact that she was going into the church? There is definitely something suspicious about Maria. Right, yeah. True. Three girls, but technically four. Awkward as hell. That sounds like fun. Oh god. True. She says while smiling. I wouldn't. Oh, I know, it's really bad. This is the worst. There is nothing worse than when people want to have fun with you, but you need to be productive. Oh, I can totally relate to that. Yeah, it's so stressful because you want to have fun, but at the same time you need to prioritize your productivity, and you can't make it so that your productivity decreases. Yeah, it's a nightmare. It won't. Maybe it can develop into something really quite beneficial. Oh my god, it's just awful. I just think it's really funny that Maria can... they can kind of have a shared point of view, even though one person knows about the real world and one person knows about the fantastical world. I've got a... where's the part about seduction? I want to quote that. True. Isn't it funny that everybody in this room has a tie to the incident? Michelle, Morgana, Nelly, Mel, Maria, possibly. Jean something, Francoise, Bernia or something like that. Barnia. Or something like that. Can we get it in the backlog? It's probably not relevant. We'll probably see it later anyway. I forgot what, no, wait. No, I forgot what the swordsman's name was here. No, he just said he had no name. We didn't get his name. True. It's kind of have fun, but, well, don't die of awkwardness firstly. Have fun if you can, but be alert because something key might be said. Gazelle kind of wants to embarrass Michelle, let's be honest here. Yeah, fair enough. I don't think. Fair enough. Well, so it is easy to talk to a prostitute. Obviously, you don't understand her occupation, so that does help matters a lot. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, the nuns tasting, guys. Yeah, sure thing. To be fair, this is the best excuse. Ah, yes, so that's obviously a way of concealing love. Bit awkward. Oh god. Michelle's probably just saying, yeah, thanks. Yeah, you don't say. You literally became a murderer because you fell for your brother in chapter 1 of the story. Oh god. Oh god. No. Yeah, because obviously she's talking about sex rather than romance. No, it is not her strong suit. Yeah, God, she's so innocent and someone... She really, really is thinking of the ideal person. But if I'm going to be honest, I think Nellie's alright for being positive, and obviously it's just with everything that Maria has had to do, she's been exposed to a really quite bad reality where probably a lot of the people that she meets are not really the most nice and want to just use her for her body. Yeah, just as if you're in this world on your own and nobody's going to be truly reliable. Yeah. Yeah, just somebody who will make your life easier. I kind of get that, yeah. Yeah, relatable. Oh God. It must be so awkward for Maria just hearing her talk like this because she knew her before she was a nun. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, just diss the entirety of religion here. That's funny. You should say what... You should tell us what your favourite angles are. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, she just totally wants to change the subject. She's doing anything to change the subject. Can I just mention something that really pisses me off? Why don't you just put Nellie in the centre and then you have the nun not obstructing her? It just annoys me so much. Like, what's the point of it? Maybe it's kind of giving a more accurate representation of what Michelle sees in his line of sight. Yeah, just have time to think of your response, let's just say. I wonder. Oh my God, and Gazelle is right there. No dodgy answers. Oh God. Well, that's a bit difficult. That would be me out of the room. Oh God, he's being really honest. I mean, if I had to ask this question, I would not go with Maria. I would not like a person like that. I'd play it safe and go for the nun. And I would not go for Nellie because I'm sane. Basically, if you go for Nellie, you're probably a pedo. The teensy tiny one. True. Oh, for fuck's sake, of course we can pick. Oh, that'd be the worst thing to say. I'm assuming this is going to be a choice that doesn't really lead to any bad ending. What would be the... Ooh. What would be the funniest thing to say? Yeah, fuck it, let's go, Maria. That would be funny. Yeah, fair enough. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Reasonable. Well, if you're pure-hearted, sure. Lots of people have really shitty lives and then they use this as a means of cope. Sometimes I really do wonder what the difference between sex and drugs is. I mean, obviously drugs are a lot worse for your brain and also just, I suppose, in general, you're functioning as a human being, but sex is kind of bad in the sense of addiction. And I suppose it could encourage the usage of drugs. A lot. And then if you get addicted, it will just encourage more. And more and more and more and more. And then you're, I don't know, you've ruined your life. Or you're bankrupt. Something ridiculous like that. Yeah, so they're very addictive, both of them. I mean, I think Nellie's innocent view is very, very true. And that's kind of the view that people would ideally have. Fair enough. There's a difference between sex and meaningful sex, let's be honest here. No, romantic sex and, well, this. You can easily do it. She does not fall into the category of most people. How's she going to make her living then? Yeah, exactly. So what's better, jacking off men for money or starving? Yeah, I totally see what she means. Yeah, she knows. Yeah, totally. It's horrible. It really is. I think she should have said on rather than up to. But yeah. Yeah, anyway, jokes aside. That is very true, and it's just sad that that's the case, but it is. This is the real world rather than the world from a child's point of view, I suppose. It would be nice if Nellie's point of view would be true, but yeah, it isn't. And let's be honest, if poverty and corruption weren't things, then maybe it would be true. Yeah, fair enough. So she's not really regretful of her position. I do wonder if she genuinely does this by choice. Or maybe there were some reasons that were quite influential in deciding this. Yeah, I mean it is her way of making a living. Fair, yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough. And it's just, you can tell that Nellie has grown up with, I don't know, just good people, pure-hearted people. Obviously, she's been taught how to have romance and meaningful nature. And a meaningful nature to things like that, rather than obviously the way which reflects reality for some people. What do you mean? Only if she has vengeance. In the third door, she was a psychopath. I disagree with the fact that she was not a bad person in the third door. She had vengeance, that doesn't justify any of her actions. Okay, that may justify some of the actions to Jacopo, maybe. Does it justify anything to what she did to the white-haired girl? No. Also, that was what his father did, not Jacopo himself. I get that he's succeeding the family, but it's not fair to take your anger out on the son for the father's acts. It's just not. Well, I'm sorry, just no. No. And then you just remember the gazelle exists. There were way more than 3 choices. Because I thought it would be funny. Yeah, not where my mouse is pointing. Where my mouse is pointing. If you get what I'm saying. I love that she was totally testing him. Yeah, rather than her body. Oh dear. Yes. Doesn't mean she... That doesn't justify that she has to do it, but I suppose it's only fair. She's getting so uncomfortable. She's really trying to change the subject as well. But I don't blame her. If she genuinely answers this question and somebody was to have bad nature, or she could be out of her job by the next week. And people take religion very seriously, so if they realise their nun had interests in love, then, well, there would be lots of protesting, I'm sure. The church's reputation would definitely be at stake. Yeah, she really doesn't want to say it. Oh, subject has been changed. Neither. Damn. Fucking hell. Already we can see contrasts. God, that must have been weird. Yeah, exactly. I know, I'm surprised that it isn't. They clearly have contradicting views. God, she's getting really, really provoked. That's interesting. So the director of the orphanage. Yeah, Maria's basically the opposite. Oh God. Jesus Christ. God. Yeah, I see what she means now. Fucking hell. That's awful. Yeah, totally. No wonder she was hated. Yes, she became a twat because the director hated her. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder she felt like she wanted to rebel like that. That doesn't exactly sound like a good person. I don't get what the nun's saying. Yeah, god, I suppose it kind of sounds like Michelle's situation in that sense with Amy. If she likes you, she'll be two-faced. If she doesn't, you'll get to see who she truly is. Well, if Pauline is respected by her, then maybe she could have genuinely raised the issue. Or, at the same time, maybe that could have resulted in Pauline losing her respect. That is fair. That's interesting. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no wonder they didn't really have the... Well, I suppose Maria didn't really have the trust to tell Pauline, and obviously Pauline didn't tell the manager what she genuinely thought. I mean, they just didn't really have the maturity to do so if they were at that young of an age. Jesus fucking Christ, what? Jesus. That is just wrong in every single sense. That is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, fair enough. It's literally half your life you've been doing it. How the fuck do you start something like that at 10 years old, though? Why is 4 years ago C? Oh, I get it. Yep. Interesting. I wonder if Maria knows Morgana. That could be very handy. True. It's because, you know, it's because Yukimasa knew these people were defenseless and he knew he could do it just because he could. Wait, hang on a second. No, that's why Yukimasa killed them, I think. But why did these... No. It's because they were going to probably get these people deported, do slave tasks. But why don't you kidnap men? Like, women are physically weaker, and stereotypes like that would obviously be very strong at times like those. So, yeah. Yeah. As in, are you trying to make me so angry that the wrinkles are going to be permanent from me just putting my eyebrows down? Yeah. That's really interesting that they have that connection. Yeah, good for her. Even though this happened, Morgana still put a curse on her. Isn't that interesting? She cursed everybody connected, no matter what happened. So basically, Maria being alive is just a show of luck. Oh, right. So she was there for the raid. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get it. So the bandits could have sold these people off. People could have basically bought them for sex. Well, literally sex slaves. Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, alive, living in the worst possible condition. Still alive, though. God, she said it better than Michelle could have. Yeah, exactly. It's not nonsense. Melded. Good source of information there. God, I mean, what a good situation. You don't even have to say everything yourself. This is what she has been told. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So this has kind of always been a flaw of her personality. That's interesting. She's just been told such a ridiculous story, but because of the fact that it's been told by somebody she trusts, she's not going to second guess it whatsoever. What a ridiculous excuse, isn't that funny? To be fair, this is good in the sense that you are getting somebody you can cooperate with. Maybe you will make Pauline change her mind in terms of how she views this situation, but I think that's unlikely. She's very, very submissive to what she trusts. I don't think it will be. That chain is very secure. Yeah. Who is he? Dude, he literally murdered all of Maria's friends and colleagues just because he felt like it. What the fuck do you mean? Yes, he is. Well, he's very, very two-faced. He'll be that when he feels like it, but when he also feels like it, he will be a cold-blooded killer who doesn't even feel an ounce of remorse. There is a side of this man that Pauline definitely doesn't know, which is really quite similar to before, actually. Yes, he would. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But let's be honest, Michelle has said... No. Michelle has said this, and then that has influenced what Nelly is saying, and then that has influenced what Maria interprets. But at the same time, it's not just Michelle, it's also Mel. And obviously, Nelly trusts Mel the most. So you've got two different sources you can confirm this from. That is a reasonable question, but does he deserve to be believed in? Yeah, exactly. Why did she lie? Well, because of her career. Fair enough. God, that conversation with him was so creepy. I loved it. When him and Mel were sitting opposite each other. Really? Because of the blood, yeah. Fair enough, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at chapter 2. Is it just Michelle? Yeah, fair enough. Oh, wait. Oh, I get it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she has the right. Yeah, totally. That is reasonable. Yeah, so I suppose they have known each other for a bit of time, but they are very, very conflicting. Especially in areas where it matters a lot. Like this area. True. Yeah. Firstly, this has been really quite productive because firstly you've got Maria on your side. Secondly, you've maybe gotten the nun to look the other way. Imagine if it was all a lie, that would be so funny, yeah. How will he respond to this? Let's be honest, she's not one for bullshit. She's not going to believe this story about him seeing it in a proposition, or the letter story as well. I know. Well, that is the best response possible. I suppose it's not important why he knows, it's just important about the fact that he is there. And if he knows, it's clearly not that big of a deal because he's trying to stop it. It's not as if he knows and he's hiding something. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Yeah. I.e., Nelly would never do that for a joke. Really? I'm surprised she would say no harm done. I suppose there's a possibility of changing things and making a difference, so that's all that matters. The fact that that possibility is fulfilled. Ask about the connection to the Lord now, please. Yeah, now we know her more, so maybe we'll learn. Yeah. That is fair. So I suppose if it was totally blind, then she would just completely submit her life to this guy. Yeah, and it's interesting that she really sees the good side of this person. We see the side that, well, the good side may be one reality, but we see another reality, which is his brutality. Interesting that she asked that. Yeah, I think he's being a bit too odd in this sense. Yeah. I think she's just saying this so that she can stop hearing this ridiculousness that Michelle's saying. That's interesting. Similar to chapter 3 in the sense that they hate each other. No, he's not even from this time period. He's a horrible person, yeah. Everyone says that, but well, his output is good. His personality, different story entirely. Yeah, if you're a merchant, not anything else though. You can buy citizenship, Jesus Christ. Yeah, fair enough, because it's just rich people using their authority to totally take advantage of the poor. And obviously if the poor don't abide, then, well, military manpower, well not really military, but manpower in the form of bodyguards is going to be used. Yeah, so I suppose it's his corruption that has caused her hatred to be so bad. Yeah, fair. I don't blame her that she would revolt. God. Yeah, fair enough then. I can see why she'd be so angry. Too expensive. That's probably the answer. True. Yeah. They just have to suffer because one lord with lots of power said so. Yeah, totally. He was merciless. He even got stabbed from just out of anger. He survived somehow, but still. Yeah, true. Yeah, it's interesting, the similarities. Where's Gazelle? No way, she never was. Well, yeah, surely. That is a very good question, because surely you would have thought that somebody would just hop on the bandwagon. There's no lord, so they can become a lord now. And they can use that opportunity to then just do what the lord was doing, maybe even worse. Yeah, it's interesting. So she's just... her life is being made so much more difficult by greedy men and corruption. But she still wants to murder. And I like Michelle for saying, just really outlining the pointlessness of it all. I wonder why. I wonder why they've met before. Yeah. Yeah, so she could have been one there. That's a good point. How did you know her name, maybe? Yeah, and isn't it interesting that the person running the orphanage gave her, well, led her in the path to that job? I wonder if there's any connection there. It's just because of her outside appearance. Yeah, I really do wonder. And we did hear something about the director of the orphanage, but also something maybe to do with Yukimasa. I don't really understand. Yeah, I wonder too. Hopefully we're going to get a big info dump about why she is a nun, because it is unusual. I remember her saying that she doesn't really feel as if she's blessed, like she's a saintess. Let's be honest, Morgana would be the perfect nun, just because of how she's been brainwashed when she was a kid. But obviously, I mean, her physical appearance isn't really something you'd attribute to a nun. So, yeah, maybe not. Kind of like Nelly, ironically. Oh, we're gonna love that. That's so good. Yeah, fuck your dream in life. Get a more original one. Wait, how do you mean jaded? Like rude? Alright. Bored, unenthusiastic. Yeah, fair enough. Well, no wonder if she's being treated awfully by the director. I mean, these people not only have no parents, but secondly, the one person that could be nice to her is being an arsehole. Yeah, fair enough. I like that. That's actually a really well put. I know, it's weird. Yeah, it's very, very contradicting. Yeah, rather than a fucking killer. Yeah. Fair enough. Why did she choose her? Well, it's just because like Pauline chose the merchant because it felt like they resonated with each other. I mean, it was very awkward at first, but they got to know each other really quite well. Fair enough, yeah. She wasn't... No, I don't think she was either. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Yeah, true. God. That'd be really funny if Michelle has to go there. Oh god, yeah, another thing that really hits home. True. I'm gonna go It's Better to Be Safe. I think that would be quite interesting. How good's the discount, I wonder? Yeah, you don't want people seeing what's under his clothes. It must be really different for somebody like Maria, just constantly meeting men who want to fuck people, and then just seeing Michelle, who has no interest in it whatsoever. He cares about saving Morgana, he cares about nothing else. Why has Gazelle been so inactive? Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Why would you doze off in such an important moment? It's a bit ridiculous. I think she just probably wants to see what Michelle is saying to another woman. Constantly concentrating, I think. Are you sure? Oh god, this might be taken badly. It is interesting that the more you see this story pan out, the more you see Michelle getting social ethic. Yeah. True. Wow. That's really interesting. You can still see kind of the brother that really inspired him when he was a kid, even though this is the person who killed him in cold blood. He still kind of has that instinctive admiration. That's hilarious. God, so... Oh, it's interesting. It's around here. I'm surprised. Fair. Yeah, she lives in very rough parts. She must definitely need to know how to defend herself. True. Yeah, fair. Fair enough. I mean, I suppose it gives nice memories of the time you spent, but obviously bad memory of the fact that it was all cruelly taken away from you. God, really getting to see a side of Morgana that you would have never seen before, just seeing what she was like as a human being. No, she really did. People looked after her, that's the thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, totally, yeah. And let's be honest, Morgana will be completely subject to anything being bad. So, well, any bad treatment because of how she looks. So, it probably was just more safer to make her stay there. Well, they were still kind. These whores were better parents than her mother. They didn't sell her off for money. They actually cared about her because she seemed vulnerable just like the rest of them. And in shitty life conditions. That is fair. The worst thing about the orphanage as well, I suppose, it's just chance. Chance about whether you're going to be able to make her have good parenting or not. Could be really good, could be awful as well. Yeah. Wonder what that is. What? Some sort of sex-related thing? Oh god, I hope not. Oh my god. These must be really unsafe places. And this is just casually her commute to her house. Well, the whore house, but still. The place where she lives and sleeps. Right. True. Oh god, please don't tell me she's saying what I think she's saying. Oh yeah. And Yukimasa as well, he's a threat. I don't blame him. Fair. Fair enough. Yeah, totally, yeah. Oh my god, that's interesting. You're not intervening whatsoever. You are spying because they don't know about this. Isn't it interesting? It's kind of one of the cases where... So firstly, Maria's attitude has actually changed her. But secondly, it's kind of one of the cases where you don't think something is true, but you're just going to test the waters. Just to see if there's a possibility of it being true. And a possibility of the person that you love and put your faith in not being worthy of it. God. It does help that it's in the dark, so it's going to be a lot less likely they're going to be able to see Michelle. She doesn't know what to believe. What does she mean by that? What, like a... What? Okay. Private romantic rendezvous between lovers. Secret lovers. Yeah, fair enough. Unacceptable love, a nun and someone else. :O. You can't. Yeah, fair enough. No, no way. No, you can't. Dude, this guy's gonna... Michelle does have a knife, but this guy's gonna fucking kill you if he finds you here. Let's be honest here. And I think if we didn't come with Maria, he would have killed us. Oh. He knows. You have just put 3 people's lives in danger with how many lines, let's say? 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations. Why is she being manipulated like this? I really don't understand. I do wonder if she is being manipulated and this is not a genuine love whatsoever. It was genuine in chapter 2, but it doesn't look genuine here. This is just plain manipulation. He could fall as a result of this. Oh, that's actually really good. Don't support a conman. Isn't it interesting that he's trying to deny the fact that there's a connection between him and Nelly? Sorry, him and Mel, I meant. He is, blatantly, yeah. Stay hidden, he will fucking kill you if you don't. I'm sorry, just stay hidden. I just don't really understand what the point of manipulation is. Because this is just manipulation. It's just saying, believe something else. And if you don't want to believe something else, believe it. You don't have a choice. You have to believe it. That is probably the best thing she could have said. Oh my god. Even Pauline's getting suspicious. That's how you know things are changing. Yep. If there is a girl who is starving, who is, well, she probably doesn't even have any of her white skin left. It's probably just all fucking blood. And red and black and stuff like that. Yeah. And look at her lifeless expression and look at her eyes and her sadness and her posture and, don't know, just the condition of the room. Then you will realise how monstrous these people are. Yeah, what does he say? He's at a total standstill. Basically, deport Morgana. That's what he's going to say. No, he's not. He's going to... No, what is he going to say? Because if these people are dead, Pauline will suspect something. I really wonder which move he's going to make. Yeah, fair enough. I love that there is no comprehending his motive now. He wants to conceal this though, so I think maybe in the worst case scenario he might murder her. I don't know. I really don't. I don't trust him at all. I really don't. It just always feels like... I just don't really understand though, because he did say that he's got someone he needs the blood for. So I suppose he needs the blood for her operations to continue. I just wonder if he has some sort of connection to her. I really do wonder. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Holy shit, this guy has 6 senses. Literal cheat code. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You've got a knife. Worst case scenario. Exactly, yeah. True. Yeah, because he wouldn't threaten him. I suppose so that your relationship can continue. Fair. Oh my god. You've got to be really fucking careful. No, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, fucking get the knife, dude. Yeah, it is serious as fucking... Oh, we've picked the wrong choice. Now we're back to when they cry. With blood splattered like that. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah, and this is really, really surprising. You can just see his totally bloodthirsty side. And you can really see just a surprising indication of the fact that he doesn't truly love Pauline. Why would he, if he does truly care about Pauline, then set Morgana free so that you can be with her without her totally judging you? Why should... But at the same time, he doesn't care. And it's really quite ambiguous just how much he cares, or if he cares at all. Maybe he's just using Pauline because the Lord wants her to be in the church. Maybe this relationship is totally fake. Who knows? Yeah, everything has gone downhill. It's hopeless. Dude, you're going to be... So, we're one piece of matter as human beings. He's going to be more than one in a bit. I.e. he's going to be cut into two. Oh god, so he's going to be tortured now. Fuck. Yeah, fair enough. God, Gazelle's probably having a panic attack. I don't blame her. Oh no. Oh, whose name? Oh, okay, it is Maria's name. Interesting that that's engraved in her knife. I'm surprised. God, is he going to be killed by his own knife? Oh, I wonder. Maria, maybe? Yeah, the nun. Yeah, some sort of religious blessing that's put on the knife. Good luck. Well, that good luck has meant a lot now. When Michelle was dead. Yeah, so basically everything is over. God. Yeah. Well, there's no point. There is absolutely no point. Don't give in to his psychopathy. I'm really confused about the motives of this guy and what he truly wants from all of this. And I hope there's going to be some sort of indication on what his feelings of Pauline are. And if they are similar to chapter 2 or not. It's kind of an indication that his murderous intent really takes priority over his human intent, when Michelle saying that he wanted to be human is just totally cut off by murder. Maybe don't let this sadist get off on this. Well, not really get off, but just be taken by euphoria. I can never really say euphoria when reading a visual novel because it sounds like I'm referring to the title Euphoria by Clock Up. No, just like getting drunk in excitement for just seeing Michelle on the ground, hopeless and totally vulnerable, and obviously him really being in control. Yeah. God. You can really just see somebody who has probably had an awful life, but secondly, somebody who was really, really messed up. If you just want to see screaming, you want the other person's reaction. He's a proper bully. Totally. Oh, they're all gonna die. All of them. And isn't it ironic that the reason they are all in danger is because they were trusted? Let's be honest, Morgana's going to be murdered by the Swordsman before she dies of natural causes. What have you accomplished? Yeah, I totally agree. And that's it. Yeah. Yet another dead end. Yet another way this ridiculously ambitious journey can end in nothing but bloodshed. Oh, well, that was fucking cool. I like that. I'm gonna go to bed now and hope you guys enjoyed. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Am I that... oh my god, this webcam. I just can't do this anymore. So hopeless. Oh my god. I can't believe I was that far. Oh well. It's fine. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and tomorrow we're going to see the choice that is made when this doesn't happen. So it's going to be interesting because now we know something about the plot that we were never able to know before, i.e. the moves of Yukimasa, but also some interesting stuff about Maria as well. I think mainly just and obviously Morgana's context too. So yeah, we'll cover a bit more of it tomorrow, just to go in a bit more depth. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.